Chapter 10, Film Development. Objectives. 1. Identify and describe function and the basic equipment, tools, and appraise and the relevance to the film development process. Number 2. Enhance critical thinking and practical skills in the preparation of the chemicals materials needed in the film development. Number 3. Enhance practical ability in interacting film from the film spool and the transfer to the same to the film development reel. Number 4. Perform the film development process definition of terms. Film development. A process whereby photographic film is treated after the photographic exposure produces desired negative and positive image. The process transformation talent image in visible image and makes permanent or fixer. Film developer rather. It is the chemical agent in solution and Kodak developer. D76 use which causes development to take place. Stop bath. An acid bath which instability check the process of development. Fixer. A solution uses removing in residual sensitive silver in development film, thereby rendering the image permanently. Overdevelopment refers to development as too long as time at too high temperature resulting in excessive contrast and density. Under the development means insufficient development due to the either solution in the weak, other word to low temperature, insufficient agitation, and resulting in obtained negative lacking contrast. The concept of the film development. After the camera work is done, getting in the film picture is generally a two-work step process. 1. Produce of negative from the exposed film. Number 2.
Basic equipments or tools in film development. Developing tank. This is where actual developing takes place after a load film in the real developing tank is a light-tight box that ensures there's complete darkness during the developing process. 2. Trace for washing negatives. Tray processing must be done in total darkness. When setting up the tray processing trays, the center tray should be positioned so that it's close to steady supply of water. Fill this tray completely as will be used for the pre-wash and later rise to stop development. Place our box containing your exposed film on desk and grab sheets one by one, allowing them to slide into pre-wash tray. With your right hand, softly push the sheet under the water. 3. Graduate cylinder for measuring liquids. A graduated cylinder, also known measuring cylinder in mixing cylinder, is a common piece laboratory equipment used to measure volume of a liquid. It has narrow cylinderly shape. Each marked line graduated cylinder represents the amount of liquid that has been measured. 4. Bottles for storing solution. Label the plastic bottles with the names of chemical and number them in order. They will be used when preparing chemical. Always check labels on bottle. Refer technical data sheets for each product. Each chemical needs dilute as per instruction. The bottle and will be advised a quantity you need to make. 5.
Film developing preparation. Prepare your working place. Have a tank solution properly placed for immediate action. In complete darkness, pry off the flat end of the 35 mm cassette with both opener. The head of the film is connected to the spindle with the masking tape and must be cut. Push the spindle in which film is wounded out the cassette. Discard the cassette with a scissor. Cut off the leather of the film is square. Pull the film and the spindle of the rolls up near hard. Discard the spindle. Load the film into the reel. When completed, place inside the developing tank. Photographic film developing process. Once the film is in the tank, pour the film into the tank and develop about 7 to 8 minutes at 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit temperature with agitation at 1 minute interval until the remainder of the developing time. Then we turn the white light and the rest of the work can be done with the lights on. After completing the prescribed time in the developer, empty the developer back into the bottle. Pour the stop bottle film for 1 minute with agitation at 20-second interval. Discard the stop bath after 1 minute and then pour the fixing solution. Fix the film inside the developing tank for about 3 to 4 minutes. Interval agitation every 30 seconds. After fixing time, discard the fixer in the storage bottle. Pour water into the tank and agitate every 30 seconds for about 2 minutes. Pour out water. Take the lid of the tank. Take out negative from the developing tank and transfer it in the tray and wash the film under running water for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, rinsing hang it.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmate. I'm Ronel Q. Biloria from BSCRIM221. 3 factors which affect film development. There are 3 factors affect in film developing. The time, temperature, and agitation. Time. Being able to develop for the same time accurately again and again. Temperature. Maintaining the temperature throughout development. And agitation. Agitating is the developer in a regular and repeatable way to control the rate and type of development. Temperature, time, and agitation. Control of these 3 factors guarantee a predicted result by developing film for a known time at a fixed temperature with controlled agitation. Otherwise, the result of the negative may either be underdeveloped or overdeveloped. During development, we must keep tight control of these 3 variables to maintain consistency and quality. Consistency is always good a thing in photography. Without consistency, we'll never be able to make accurate, predictable, and personalized negative prints. Temperature. The ideal temperature for most standard developers is 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees centigrade. It is best to develop at the recommended temperature. However, if the time factor is altered in an inverse relationship, that is, the lower the temperature, the longer the development time, can still be possible. Ideally, all solutions in black and white processing, including the final rinse wash water, should be kept near the same temperature as the developer. Developer temperature. Developer activity increases with temperature as many other chemical reactions. High temperature development. A range of 38 to 42 degrees Celsius is used, which enables 90 seconds or even faster cycle times to be operated. Low temperature development. Operated at around 30 degrees Celsius and can still produce very rapid results. Some developers are extremely versatile and can be used over range of temperature requiring different processor cycle times. Example, a 7-minute cycle at 20 degrees Celsius, a 90-second cycles at 30 degrees Celsius. Medium temperature development between 33 to 37 degrees Celsius. Effect on the image of increased temperature. Slightly raised temperature causes increased image density for the same exposure, thus increased film speed. Slightly increased chemical fog, increased image contrast. More severe raise in temperature leads to gross increase in density, unacceptable increase of chemical fog, and reduction in contrast. Effects on the image of decreased temperature. Effects on the image of decreased temperature. Slightly lowered temperature causes low density and low contrast. A more severe fall in temperature leads to gross overall reduction of density and loss of contrast. Factors affecting development. Development time. Defined as the between the entry of a specified part of the film into the developing solution and exit from the developing solution of the same part of the film. Factors determining development time. Developer activity, type of emulsion. Developer solution takes longer time to penetrate a thick emulsion than a thin one. Non-screen films require longer time. C. Agitation of the developer solution. This is not a problem in automatic processor because of constant motion of the solution caused by roller mechanism. The time factors is variable depending primarily upon the particular film development combination involved. There is no such thing as correct development time for all workers under all circumstances. If negatives consistently emerge with too much contrast, cut the development time about 25%. If they are consistently too soft, boost the development time about 25%. The longer the development time, the more silver is formed and the blacker the image. Contrast or the difference between the highlights and shadows also increase with time, but only up to that point where chemical fog level begins to overtake the increase in the highlight density, then flatness or low contrast results. Agitation. Careful and consistent agitation is as important as time and temperature. fresh developer must be worked into the emulsion layer while the exhausted develop and byproducts of the development reaction are washed out and away from the surface of the film. Agitation also keeps the solution uniform so that streaks on the negative caused by exhausted solution flowing across the solution do not occur. It's important for our success that we are able to identify problems with our agitation technique. Over-agitation. Twist agitation. With twist agitation, using a rod in the tank, over-agitation is seen as the edges, top and bottom of the film being developed differently than the center. Inversion agitation. With inversion agitation, over-agitation is seen as evenly spaced, highly developed lines running across the negatives from top and bottom of each frame. This is caused by the developer surging through the development reel. Both these errors can be mitigated by reducing the agitation in both rate, times per minute, and strength, how forcefully you agitating, be gentle. Under agitation. Insufficient agitation of the film, often with highly active developers at full strength, D76, etc. Also causes streaks and uneven development, but it looks very different. This is usually most noticeable at one edge of the film, where development may be considerably less than the other edge of the film, or as streaks that run down below highlight areas or down from the sprocket holes. These look more like the smears. Negative affected in these ways are ruined, but the solution of this problem is simple.